We're in the tundra and it's 1:45, and just look at the sunshine. We're camping here. I've never been to a more beautiful place than this. Just literally never been. We are Evelyn and Ferenc. Follow us on our adventures as we share our overland trips from all around the world. Let me show you the reality of camping in Canada, especially close to the Arctic. Lots of water, lots of meltwater, lakes, everything. So we're sitting outside, but under the awning, inside a kind of like a mosquito net room that I just fabricated. I don't know if you can see it, but I will shoot it from outside as well. Yeah, you won't be able to eat like that, but this is how we roll. Just look at the amount of mosquitoes. I will try to shoot something that shows just how many mosquitoes are there. Millions, literally. So we're both wearing our bug jackets and enjoying dinner outside that Evelyn just made.
Yeah, it's burrito night.
Burrito night. And most importantly, it just could not be more beautiful. Mosquitoes aside, the road here, so it's a dirt track, or like a non-paved road, I should say. Incredibly beautiful, and we're heading up north, probably all the way. We will see. But it was a great day. We left Dawson City today. As ridiculous as this looks, this is the only way to be outside right now, with millions of mosquitoes out here on the tundra. These are the creatures that are ruining camping in northern Canada during summer. These are massive mosquitoes. And if you're vegan, I really want to know, how do you handle the situation when a mosquito is actually sucking blood out of you? What do you do? Do you let it do it? Or do you just slap it? We are traveling on the Dempster highway, and with Evelyn at the wheel. And the Dempster highway is the only highway in Canada that goes beyond the Arctic Circle, and there's lots of travelers. I mean, it's still a deserted road, there's still not much traffic, but whoever comes here other than the trucks tend to be overlanders, travelers who just want to travel to the Arctic Circle or beyond, all the way to Inuvik or Tuktoyaktuk. And we are at the time of the year, middle of June, end of June, when we're just going to see the sun up all night long. I mean, for the last week or so, maybe even 10 days, we've seen daylight during the night. There was like daylight all the time. But here is going to be even more different, because it's going to be sunshine at night. So we're really looking forward to see that at the Arctic Ocean. What we're thinking now is to drive all the way up. We will see how it goes, whether the tires hold up, if the truck holds up. We have a long range fuel tank, because one way it's about 750 kilometers, 726 if I remember correctly, and so return it's about 1500 kilometers round trip, and we have a long range fuel tank which is about 1500 kilometers range. We filled up our tank just after leaving Dawson City, so we should be able to make a return trip. We're probably not gonna risk it, so we will have to top up at some point somewhere, maybe in Eagle Plains, which is right at the Arctic Circle, which is from here. So we're still driving north. It's still about 160 kilometers from where we are right now. It's a really interesting part of the world because it feels really remote, even with all the tourists and other overlanders. And we met really cool people in Dawson and saw a lot of really cool vehicles as well. It seems to be like a meeting point for all the really cool vehicles, overlanders, 4x4s, campers and whatnot, adventure bikers. Every sort of 5-10 minutes we're just shocked by the beautiful scenery around here, and we read a lot about the area. So the construction started in the 50s all the way to Inuvik. It was finished in 1979, and from Inuvik to Tuktoyaktuk there was a new road built in the middle of the 2010s, so not a long time ago, but constant maintenance is needed. We just see all these caterpillars all the way. The road is unpaved for the whole section, and there is permafrost all around us. As I mentioned, this is the only road in Canada that goes above the Arctic Circle, and I think in the whole of North America, I think there is only one more road that goes above the Arctic Circle, and that's the Dalton Highway. We're going to come across really beautiful mountain ranges and just out of the world scenery.
We just woke up like 20 minutes ago. We're above the Arctic Circle and it was sunny all night long like this, like right now. Now it's about 7 o'clock in the morning, and if I do this is because there are a few mosquitoes. It's not too bad here because it's at least last night it was a little bit windy, and we had a really great night, made a fire and some food on the fire.
The potatoes are ready.
It was really good at the so we are above the Arctic Circle, but we stopped of course at the Arctic Circle to take some photos, and it was just absolutely horrendous. There was millions of mosquitoes, there was no wind at all. So it looks like we found a trick, probably a very well known trick for everybody else, but for us it's a new trick that we're just gonna have to find windy campsites and there will be no mosquitoes. We are about 300 kilometers away from Inuvik on the Dempster highway, and if you need to be prepared somewhere in Canada, it is the Dempster highway, and it's really remote. We've seen quite a few number of cars with flat tires. So we had 2 flat tires earlier back on the Alaska highway because of badly fitted inner tubes and tires, but these Toyo open country mud terrain seem to be holding up really well, and it's not the tires that I'm worried about, it's the inner tubes, as I said. So I'm really monitoring them, stopping often and just checking them out, just always paying attention how the truck drives. So you really need to be prepared here. And our fuel gauge stopped working properly yesterday.
It's not the best place not to know how much fuel we've got exactly. The fuel gauge stopped working. We are on the Dempster highway and we've got an auxiliary fuel tank and we kind of know how many kilometers we've done. So now it's time for us to pump the diesel from the auxiliary tank to the main tank, and I have to manually watch how much diesel is in the tank right now while it's pumping from the long range fuel tank. So Dempster highway, you should be prepared. We don't have a fuel gauge working.
Our range is about 1500 kilometers, so we are even good for like almost a return trip on the Dempster highway. We're probably not going to risk it and just going to top up possibly in Eagle Plains. So now there is a lot more mosquitoes out, so I better get back into the van and have a coffee and breakfast. As you can see, there's still snow behind me, but it's not cold. It's not cold at all. It's really nice. It's a beautiful spot where we're at right now.
Let's go to Inuvik. We are really slow in the morning, really slow. We're having breakfast, we have coffee, and morning routine. It takes us about an hour and a half, 2 hours to get ready and leave wherever we are. But we are ready to go now and we are off to Inuvik, and I have my coffee. Thank you.
So we are very up north in Canada. We are in the Northwest Territories in Inuvik, and we had such a terrible night.
I don't think it's gonna work. Where we're gonna sleep, we don't know. And if we're gonna sleep, because it's just